Hey YouTube, down here. So I've got in a Harley Benton, but that's not. So these come fitted with Brian May's guitar. You probably know the Red Special has 6 on-off switches, like wee slider ones. Um, and this guitar comes with 3 of them and a 5-way switch. So you've got a phase for each pickup. You can't see there's just a volume and a tone. Not quite. The scratch plate's a different shape, and then you've got a 5-way switch, which basically makes it work like a Stratocaster, but you've got a phase for each one. And I was sitting there trying to work out some way. I said to my pal Wayne, I'll make it play like Brian May's one to get all the sounds that you want. I was trying to work out ways of making it work so that it puts them in series when you're selecting each one, and then there's no point in having 3 phase switches, because if you reverse the phase in 2 of them, you know what I mean? One of them just doesn't matter. If you turn them all, put them all up, they're all the same. If you put them all down, they're the same. So there's no point in having one of the switches. So I was going to make that into a Gilmore switch and all that. And then I was just sitting looking at it. I was like, no, sod it. That's how you do it. So, okay, you can see the line. What I did was obviously where that was screwed in, I just widened the holes for the 2 outside toggle switches and then put a hole in the middle so you can see the wee line there where the blade should go. And so the way to wire the guitar like Brian May's is to just wire it the same as Brian May's. So that's just what I'm going to do here. I wasn't filming it when I drilled those holes. Basically all I've done is took the wires off that 5-way switch and then put in these wee. They don't need to be, these are two-way toggle switches. And they've got 6 poles in the back. They don't need to have 6. Actually, they only need to have 2. So you can buy the really, really cheap ones. I just bought the really good ones. They've also recently increased the quality of this bolt that goes in the top. So I think these switches actually look pretty good. It's like the switch is the same, but the actual bolt in the top's a bit chunkier, and it kind of looks like see if Brian May had access to these when him and his dad built the guitar. It's probably used them, because that's a lot easier than trying to switch these things. So I'm leaving these as a phase. Basically, I'm not even going to touch them. And then these are just going to be on off. I think there's a wee metal clip. So I think, what do you think? I'm basically going to wire them all the same. And if it's down to turn them on, then I'll just leave it that way. I don't really care. It's easy to swap them over if I really wanted to, but I don't think there's really an advantage. So level 1 is I'm going to tin the contacts. I do have a couple of things I've got to do. So this is basically all the wiring the way it was. So there's yeah. So basically that was the output. That was the output for the switch. That red one went to the switch, and then there's there's an earth, and then there's that goes into the lever switch. Or the 3 of them. Yeah. I'll work it out when I get to it. So I'm just gonna give these a wee file. The good thing about the 6 ones is if you do melt the sides, which is dead easy to do with these wee switches. I'll turn the soldering iron on. Can't melt things with soldering iron. Then you've got another side, so it's almost worth it. I mean, the thing is that the amount you save buying the switches that have only got one side, they're just like kind of half, or even get ones that have only got 2 in it. And Andrew Lennon managed to find switches that only did that, which is fine if you're just using for on off, but that's all you can use it for. You can use it for a Gilmore switch as well, but the 6-way ones, you can use them for phase. If you're looking, these are 6 position ones as well. So you can use them for phase. You can use them for coil splits. You can use them for dual coil splits, which you can't do with the single sided ones. Did I pick up? I did. Yes. So what I've started doing is actually cutting a bit of solder off, which it just means I don't have to carry this. Is that a reel? Cotton reel? Or solder reel? 375. Yeah, so the way these were they were wired in parallel. So basically this guitar did not sound like Brian May's guitar. Regardless of what it did, it didn't sound like Brian May's guitar. These are obviously not actual Burns Trisonics, but they look like them, so they're probably very similar. So basically what I'm looking at here is you're going to have 2, there's the output from that pickup. There's the output from that pickup. And there's the output from that pickup. So there's your 3. So basically those 3 are going on to those 3 switches, and basically all they're doing is just going to a common output, which is just going to go output. It's going to be a wire going from the middle lug to the middle lug to the middle lug to the output jack, and then that basically just turns the pickup on. I do need to have a wee look at it though, because they're in series, I've got to work them so they run into each other. So I need to take off the other edge of the pickup. The pickup will have a start and a finish, so I need to take the other one off. And then I'll talk to it when I get to it. I'm going to tin these first anyway as a wee camming measure at the start. Always do that, and always clean your soldering iron on your jeans, because that's how the pros do it. They don't use that wee spongy thing. No, use your jeans. So I mean, I'm just doing them all just because the time it takes. I'll just do, if I'm only using half the switch, which I might not actually be. I've not actually thought about this, how this works yet. I just know I can do it. I've not actually. I don't use those stinking diagrams. But I was looking at all these. I was having a look at it, thinking this is awfully confusing. My pal Taylor's like, I think I've got a diagram to do that. So I googled the a BM75 wiring. And there was all these convoluted ways, and there was definitely ways I could do it to get all the sounds, but they were all a bit confusing to explain. I was just looking at it, even if it is slightly quicker and cleverer to use the 5-way, sod it, just have the 3 on-off switches, then it's so easy to explain that you just don't have to worry about it. So that's what I'm doing, just 3 on-off switches. Right, so let's think about this logically. I had a good kebab skewer, which was good for poking things with my soldering tweezers there. Right, so let's just take, for example, any one of the pickups. It doesn't really matter, this white one. Right, so we've got the red and the white coming out. Yep. And then one of these sides goes to the output. That's that one. If you look there, it's like, see when you do a phase switch, it's the same layout as these. So if you were doing a phase switch, what you do is you connect like across the outside ones, which is what's here. So the top left's connected to bottom right, which is in this case earth. So I don't want that to be earth. See, I don't want that to be earth. So I need to snip the earth off that, because I want that to be the previous pickup. I'm going to have to use both sides. What I need to do is I need to use both sides of the switch, because I need to I need to connect the pickup. This is, I could totally see it in my head. Put it into words is quite difficult though. So basically I need to run it. I never do diagrams, but I do actually do diagrams when I'm just trying to work stuff out. That was attempts at to do it. So you got your switch 1, 2. Going to put 2 in just now, just to make it work. So we have to have an output from there. Then the pickup goes in here. B plus, right. So that's fine. So the bridge one, it doesn't matter, because B minus just goes to earth. Just goes to earth. And that's it. So it doesn't need to go in series with anything else. It's the next pickup. So that needs to either go to the output, or in this next one, which is going to be the middle plus. Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter, because there's a phase switch anyway, so I don't need to worry about this. As long as I put them all the same way around, all up or all down, doesn't matter whether they're in phase or not. And I knew you would have a separate earth as well. So I need to run M plus. So no, M minus, because I need to be able to put B plus has to go to M minus. This is dead simple. I need to just remember exactly how it's done. You can definitely do it with only one side. So I just need to remember the actual order of how it goes. So you've got a common earth, it's fine, and then it's got to run into the pickup. It's got to run into the pickup, then out the pickup. So if that's the pickup, it's got to come out of that. It's got to take the previous output, right? That's about output from the previous pickup, and up goes to either the output or the minus of this pickup, and then the plus of this pickup when it's up it goes digit, that goes to output, when it's not down it goes down, and then goes through the pickup, and then that's got to go to the output, so you need to be able to mix to get to that, so you could do it that way. No, that way. So when it's down, it sends it to there, and it puts the pickup to the output, and when it's up, it bypasses it. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm wiring the, and then it'll be exactly the same coming out of this one, so the output of this one goes to there, there's another switch, and then the pickup is got the middle, and there, which comes down and goes to there, that gets hardwired to, no, that goes to there, and then that goes to the output or into the next one. Yeah, so basically I'm wiring it as a 3 thingy and then breaking the circuit rather than, you know. That's how my brain works. I overthought it. So if I'd done that at all recently, yeah, so I need to take the earth off this. I suppose I'll just solder it off and see what we're looking at. I do need to take the earth off. So I need to take the earth off that. Please release. There we go. Right, so because we don't want that to be earth, I'm going to have to make an earth bank somewhere. I'm leaving these stupid long wires in just for the sake, in case anyone wants to put it back. No one's going to want to put it back. It's like, I'd like a Brian May guitar. Alright, would you like it to play like Iron Days? No, I want it to sound like a Stratocaster. It's purely, it's nothing to do, I don't want it to sound like Queen. No. How would you want to do that? You don't want to sound like Queen. I just like the look of the guitar. It's like, nope, you want to sound like Queen. And to be honest, rather than try to do any, in order to pay somebody to make it switch into the normal ones, why don't you just buy another Harley Benton and have 2 of them, and have the other one. Right. So, actually, I can just, why don't I just put that straight onto the, because I noticed that that's actually, that's a wee bit close, but that's actually earth. It's not just touching that that terminal there. It's also going onto the casing. So if I just put that onto the casing, I don't need to worry about it. That's all the earth's done. I don't need to actually use the earths. And I'll just run an extra. I just well noticed that because that's actually connected to the casing. Not anymore. I'll put that in there. Yeah, so these the shielding from the pickups was going on to one of the terminals and going on. So now I've got this one here, which doesn't matter. As I said, it's like the outside 2 terminals. I suppose it'd be 1 and 6 probably, are joined together, so it doesn't matter which one of them I take it off. So if I take a wire from there, that's one end of the pickup, and if I take a wire from this one, that's the other end of the pickup, and that's easy. And that's easy. Yeah. So did I draw diagram? I didn't really, did I? Right. So, but it's got, so there will be an earth on the first one. So the middle 2 are the same. It's the first one's going to be different, and I'm going to make the neck one first. Just because I'm going left to right, doesn't make any difference. It'll still sound identical. We're talking about taking. It does. I was going to say, assuming it reaches, of course, and it does. But it doesn't reach as well as that one. Okay, I'll do it. I thought that was feeling a little bit shitty. Feel me wobbling at a minute ago. The wires they use are just crap sometimes. It's just not been soldered on properly. That would just have broken at some point, I think. Right. So where's my... I need my black cable. Is it? Oh, there's orange cable. They use that. Use a wee bit of orange cable, why not? No. I've got tons of black thanks to Chaos 1948, who gave me a big reel of it. And it's amazing, and when I can find it, it's the best thing ever. But I don't know where it is. Ah, that was good. There we go. Sorted. So, you know, getting pro now. It's like you're using black for earth. Yes, I am. Well, I suppose technically these aren't there. Use it for negative. Right. So what I do have to do... It's kind of tempted to use a guitar string. I always think it looks cool when you use a guitar string. Do I have any offcuts? To do the junction, because I do have to do that, don't I? I do. I've got to join that to that. So if I can find a wee offcut of a guitar string, unbelievably, I did actually tidy up. So I don't actually know. Oh, did I not put it in that can? Is it still? Did it actually go all the way inside the can? It went all inside the can, bastard. That's what the wee bit. They've always got them lying about. The bits you always worry about sticking into your socks. Oh, a little bit there. It's quite good using guitar strings because they're so solid. I used to do this in the 70s. You know that. If I just do that, it's just dead easy and it gets it out of the way and it's just neater. I will have to give it a wee bit of a to make the solder stick to it. Tongue jabass. This is not really to necessarily stick solder to it, it's just to break the surface tension so that the solder will stick to it once I've stuck it through the pots. So if I'm just thinking about, I'm kind of trying to do preparatory work. If I stick that through there. That's nice and simple and secure and all that, so I quite like that. It just keeps things simpler, might as well. Oh. Damn it! The spring just fell out my pliers. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, something's not right here. Good. My snips even. Yeah, so now I've just joined the opposite corner, so I'm just going to do the same with the other ones. That's just it's like a pre, just to make it easier at the end once I've done this. Just like that. It's neater than the Harley Benton wiring. Oh, I wonder if... I really like these snips as well. And this will see whether I do actually have to tin it, because I haven't actually tinned this half of it. Yep, I think that's fine. And then to do, I might actually be a bit, I was going to say I'll be a bit clever. I'm always a bit clever. I'm going to do this to make it easier to see when if somebody ever has to break into this to work out what the hell is going on. I'll try and make it as simple as possible. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to put a black wire onto all of these pickups. The one that was connected to earth is no longer going to get connected to earth. It will on this first pickup, but on the middle ones it will not be connected to earth. It will be connecting to the previous pickup or earth. It's got to choose. Oh, have I got that right? Cause it's got to, no, the minus has to be able to choose earth. Is my wire. Is my diagram going to be a bit mental? So you've got to be able to put the. It's got to choose where the minus goes. Either goes to Earth, the minus. Pick up in there. So minus either goes to or it goes to Earth. Where does the output go then? Oh, see, I've got that as the output. Therefore, that's the end of the pickup there. Goes to there. It goes to output. But the minus has to go to Earth. That's Earth. So if that goes to there, it's sending Earth to the next one. Yeah, I would. That makes sense in my head, somehow, somewhere. Honestly. Well, I could run. I'll just run it off that just to make it easier. I'll just put it back on where I took it from. I think it'll be slightly neater. Oh, I'll hold it on a little bit longer so it actually has a chance to solder. This one actually is just Earth, damn it, isn't it? Okay. So this goes to, that's just Earth. So I mean, that one, I don't even need to put that wire in. This is, yes, yeah. I just want to join that to that. Now, I can just stick that in the middle, so that's it. But basically, I didn't have to touch that wire. I could just use the one off the thing, but I've done it now. Yeah, so that one's Earth because this one doesn't need anything. Yes, it still needs to go to Earth. Okay, yeah. I just saved a wire. But I thought it would look quite neat if I kind of twizzled it around that one a little bit. Earth goes to no, this isn't Earth, this is the start of this pickup. Is not required. That wire is not required. In fact, I was just about to snip it off and it's not required. Right, so I need to do, all this is doing so see when you get these instructional things and people telling you how to do it, sometimes it's, I don't know, sometimes there's a certain magic. This is, you know, you can work out how to do it properly and then have it all planned out, or you could just wing it and see whatever it looks like, see if you think of a better idea while it's going, which is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm kind of swapping over things and doing things a wee bit differently than they necessarily need to be. So now I need to connect that to, yeah, output. So basically all that's doing is switching that to Earth or switch it to output, which is all it has to do. Oh, it doesn't even, I can just do, oh, I just, see, I'm even getting slightly cleverer as we go. it's gonna look quite arty. That right up to the very end when I have to try and put a stupid bit of tape around all those fucking full length pickups that I just kept the board cutting. Yeah, so I can just run that straight from there to there, can't I? In this particular one. Maybe do it this way. I'll do it right-handed. So basically all I'm going to do is run that to there. A very short bit of... Well, I think they'll all be the same. Does that earth need to go across all of them? I think it does. Never ever just use a Stanley knife to cut off bits of wire. That's silly. That's just asking to get your thumbs all cut up. Don't recommend that. So that's the next one goes on to the middle here again. Same. A wee bit shine. Silver in that one. Nice white one. That's the output. Don't join to the other thing. There we go, right. And I'll pull that out the way and I take one from the other side. Be a black wire. So I'm kind of not talking. Just it'll make sense. I'll talk through what it's doing in a minute. It'll make sense. Assuming it's going to work, of course. So I'm going to run this from the one that I took the earth off, just basically the other side of the opposite end. So this is the start of the pickup, and then I'm going to run that, and that goes to that one there at the bottom. Just make it that long. I'll maybe do some little bit of fancy twisting stuff about it, make it look a bit better, just so it doesn't look like an absolute spaghetti mess. Apart from these stupid long cables, which I'm now sitting there thinking, oh, I should probably just have cut them. Yeah, so far, gonna do a bit of looping things together a little bit, make it a wee bit neater. That goes onto that one there. Onto that. Bingo. That, and that one there. I'm not sure that earth one's right. I think it is. I'm second guessing myself when there is no need. I'm just going to do the same with this other pickup. I'm just going to run the other side of the phase switch, so the other end of the pickup, this will be the start, depending on which way the switch is fitted, and do the same, run it onto that, and then I'll have to have a wee think and see whether I actually want the earths on there. I think I do, because it needs to go to earth so it can, yeah, it's got to go to earth so the next pickup has an earth for when it's off. Yes, I know that makes no sense. Doing a wee bit of wrapping it round to make it look a little bit neater, and just in case anyone ever tries to come in and fix this, so it makes it a bit harder. So they go, where's that back wire go? And so it goes right there, same as the last one did. And once I've put these wires on, because I'm kind of, the way I do these things is I'm kind of doing it in stages. I know that this is the next bit, and there is another problem to come in a minute, but I'm just doing this bit because this bit's definitely right, I'm pretty sure in my head. So I'm doing it, and then rather than trying to pre-plan it, just doing it as I go. And if I need to alter the design, I will alter the design. To be honest, I think actually Wayne gave me to this to connect up the volume and the tone control, but he's not getting that. He's getting proper Brian May whining. I've got to play this and sound like Brian May. It's a challenge. Brian May's bloody difficult to play. Yep. So I've got to do another wee orange one to join the output of that to the input of that. So I really only need that much. Just like that. And then the output from this goes straight to the pickup. Should go straight to the volume control. Relatively easily. I don't use these forceps enough. They're too good for holding stuff. I'm trying to be accurate. This is the way to do it. The third hand. We're almost coming up to the bit where we skipped it, because I mean, obviously, but the sensible thing to do would be to run this all at 8 times speed or something. Nope. You can sit through it. Means I can work out how much to charge if anyone ever wants me to do it as well. Oh, that's just the output there, so that goes straight onto the switch, same as all the other ones did. I'm still unsure about that earth. Do I need to put an earth in? I think I do. I think I need to run a final earth wire all the way along the top. That going okay? It did. I think I need to put an earth to the top right on each of these, but I'll think about it. Right, so there's the output for the pickup to the volume control. Again, run it through here just to make it a bit more confusing for anyone who's trying to wire it later. It's a little bit short. That's fine. Just like that. So look, all the other ones, that output thing has gone to the input of the next switch, whereas this one just goes straight to the ring me. Right, so let's have a think about this. So the minus from that is already going to earth, and that's going to earth. So when that's on, it goes to the output. Yep. And when it's off, bang, it goes to earth. So when it comes to here, when it's on, down the way, it sends it to whatever you've given it. Whether you've given it, no, it's not right, is it? That's got to be the output there. No, that's right. That's on. How can that be the output if it's going? No, the output pickup goes to there. That piece of wire wasn't needed. Okay, I'm not using the left hand side of that switch. Right, so this one, you put it down, it goes through the pickup, comes back in here, and it's going down, so it goes to the output, so it goes through, round through the pickup right there. And if you push it up, it puts that to the output anyway, so the pickup stays on, and that goes to nothing, which doesn't need to. That's fine. It doesn't need to earth it. They can just lie open. So that should be it. Am I right thinking that? And then that one works the same. So the output comes in here, and if the pickup's off, it's the earth from there. And if that one's on, it sends a hot signal to there, sends it through that pickup to out. No. Pause. I'm gonna have a fag think about it. It's like I'm just feeling. I'd rather stop just now rather than put it together and decide it's not working. I'm overthinking it. I know I am. Yeah. So basically, just the first one that was messing me up. I need to send an earth from. I need to put one on there, so that if you think about it, when this is on, this earth isn't doing anything. The red, which is the output of the pickup, gets sent to the next thing. When it's off, the red goes to the earth. That earth's not needed. That needs to be here instead. That means that earth gets sent here, which means that if you turn it on, that puts the signal straight through there, so it won't use the middle pickup. If it goes down, it'll go down through the pickup, back in there, and then gets added in. So it makes sense. It's going to work. I did say that there was always going to be, the first switch was always going to be a little bit funny. I've kind of not done it super cleverly, but it's alright. That'll do. I'm using an extra wire that I don't need. You don't really need to turn off the... Oh no, maybe I do. I can live with one wire too much. That can just be an earth, which can go to any earth. Where to put it to? Just go for the big long earth all the way to there, just because I've got tons of wire. Yeah, I'll use it to tidy everything up. There we go. I'll do a bit of loopity with this, so everything's shielded better. Yeah, makes sense. Because this is an earth wire, so this will shield the top, act like a Faraday cage. And just put it on there. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that this might work now. Well, once I put the volume and the tone in, or even in, I don't even know. And I'm of course assuming that the guitar worked before I started. This is when you do this sort of thing, and then it's like, oh, the volume control doesn't work, and it's like the whole thing doesn't work because it's like there's a dodgy component. I don't think there is. Right. So there we've got it. So this switch here. These things have got like 3 terminals on each side, so it switches the 2 together like that, or the 2 together like that as your option. So when it's up the way, it's connecting, it's basically earthing out the pickup. The hot from the pickup is going to earth, and the output is going to earth, so this orange wire is earth. So if you put this switch down the way, it goes into the middle pickup, and then out the middle pickup, and the white one goes back to here, and that goes to the output. Whereas if you push it up the way, it sends the output, which is either this pickup or earth, straight to the next one, so it bypasses it. And then the same here, it comes in here, and then if you've got it switched down the way, it goes down, that's it, takes it through the bridge pickup, brings it back in the yellow one, comes in here, goes to the volume control. If it's going up the way, it sends the signal to straight to the output without bothering with the middle pickup. And if you put that up, the middle pickup is just basically just open circuit, which is fine. Yes, so I think that's it. These stupid big long wires making my wiring look, maybe I'll just get it like that. It's just an earth. Kind of. Actually, it did have a cable tie on it. Did I not see a cable tie kicking about the floor earlier on? Did I not see one? If I see it, that'll be cool, but if I don't, I can't bother. See a bit. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah. It's a bit of an over-spec'd cable tie, but suitably spaghetti. He's used alpha pots for both the things. That might be what Brian uses, I don't know. That's easily swapped over later. Let's put it back in the guitar and see if it works. So what do we have here? We've got an earth and an output. That's really all you need, really, in it. Then it just comes out the middle of that pot, does the output. And then solder the earth to there. Oops. Nope, we soldered it on better than that. Put more solder on. Not looking particularly good. I'm wondering why I've got an extra earth wire. Oh, come on! Are these just not sticking? That one there's sticking. Why is this one not sticking? I don't need to have that extra wire either. Just leave it. Don't melt it onto the actual bit that's already attached. No, I don't think I need that. That's alright. This doesn't really need to be there because it's because of that shielding, the foil. Just do that. This does not like going up the back of this pot. I think it's well connected. It just doesn't look very good. I'd rather it look better than that. It's totally solid. There's the earth wire coming in. There's the earth output. There's the thing, mate. And we're just going to assume this baby's going to work. I assume of course these switches are going to fit, because it was a 5-way lever that was in it. Now it's not. So we've not touched the phase switches. It's not a brilliant fit scratch plate. Okay, just force it on here. Oh, is that? Oh, that seems to be alright. Right, I've got a horrible feeling that those pots, which I think have been changed because they're big pots, might actually be shorting out on the inside of the thingy, which is not good. Is it actually? That and that. And we're on. So this should. Oh, it's making a noise, that's good. So if we turn them off, that should be it off. And then this should turn on this pickup. But not either of these. That should turn on that pickup. I'll turn off that one. And then that one. Oh, that's all three on. I suppose that's it in phase. Oh, that's that one in phase. And then that's that one in phase. The tone's working. The volume's working. Okay. So there you go. So it'll be interesting to see what this sounds like. I'll come back for part 2, which I'll probably do after dinner now. Put this back together again, tune it up. I hope I don't have that much work to do with the actual setting it up. That's what the fear with the Harley Bentons is, just how much work is going to be involved. I'm going to take off this stupid plastic stuff, which is just always annoying. And don't leave it on, because see, once it's been on for like 10 years, it just turns into paste, and you end up having to get isopropyl alcohol out and try and melt it off and all that. It's just done to make it cheaper to make. But oh, it's so new. It's still got the fire. It's still got the cellophane on it. SG knobs. Well, the knobs that are on my SG, at least. Well, I think that's probably the end of this video, because I mean, all I'm doing now is putting screws in, and it's like, I'm sure you can probably, if you're going to attempt to do any of this sort of stuff, you can probably do it yourself. It's one of those things. It's mad. I've been thinking about this for the last week, trying to work out. There's plenty of ways of doing it using the 5-way switch, and it just comes down to trying to explain how to work it, and it's all very complicated. And basically, if you want a Brian May guitar, you want it to do what Brian May's does, even if it's not what I would have done with his guitar. There's no point in him having the 3-phase switches. But then you just go, oh, how does that one work? And you go, it's exactly the same as Brian May's guitar, apart from instead of having 6 of these switches, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's got these 3 and these, which are just the same but toggles. Definitely the way to do it. Is it going to sound good? Oh, I don't know. I don't think these pickups are humbucking, so I'm not sure. I don't know if Brian May's pickups are humbucking. You know, it's like the Burns Trisonics. I'm not sure you got reverse wound pickups back then, or anybody had thought of doing that. I know if you buy a modern Strat or something, the middle pickup will be reverse wound, giving you hum cancelling in the middle positions, but I'm not sure they did that like in the 60s when Brian May and his dad built the guitar and took the pickups out of a Burns. Actually, Jen's got a set of Burns Trisonic pickups. She got in a trade, and it's like, oh, what do I put them in? And it's like, you can't put them in your guitar you're selling. You've got to put them in a guitar you're keeping. But what one? You could just put them in a Strat, but you don't want them in a Red Special, I would have thought. And so much for ending the video. Where's my Tornado? It's right there. That's going to save me. Oh, probably nearly 20 seconds. If I hadn't dropped that, it saved me the amount of time I just did by dropping that screw. So I can just click that onto the. The Tornado's got a clip-on tuner on the headstock, which I'm just going to leave there. It's awfully handy being able to make sure you're in tune all the time. Oh, I can't remember. Do these tuners were... These strings were put on shit. It's like obviously, that's an awful lot. I don't want that much string on it. That's just stupid. I'll give it as good a chance as it can, having been strung. More like that. Not very technical. You can't even see. You want about 2 or 3 wraps on it. 2, 3. I am good. Right. It just doesn't. It doesn't do it any good. It doesn't give it a good. Just do it the way they're done. They're originally designed to be used. Keep things simple. Don't talk to me about those stupid knot things. Yes, Jimi Hendrix used to be able to do the knot. That meant that he could change a string during a set 30 seconds quicker. Don't do that unless you're Jimi Hendrix and you're at a gig and basically everyone's waiting for you to change the string. They don't work. Use the tuner the way it was designed to be used. And comments in the comment below for... Oh no, I think you'll find that this is not as good a way of doing it. You're better using the luthier's knot. Yep. But whoever it is that uses the luthier's knot doesn't have to bloody take strings that have been on a guitar for 10 years or 20 years when you picked it up at a car boot sale and sit there and poke away at it with its stupid knot and poking the string through the tuner twice and getting stabbed in the fingertips and dying of tetanus from it. Maybe a little bit over the top. That one there doesn't seem to be as bad. That nut needs to cut. But this is just going to basically turn it on. I can tell every bit of this. You can totally tell. It's just like, oh, that's not right. Just that, the strings are sticking in the nut. So I doubt very much the tremolo is going to be set. I can't be bothered doing that one. I'll just let that one accumulate. Harley Benton. So is this going to be a Harley Benton I like? This one is not in for structural work. This one is just in because somebody tried to change. I think Wayne got it cheap because somebody tried to alter the wiring and failed. Whereas I was like, nope. It's got to sound like Brian May's guitar. See, this would be the best thing is if you're sitting through this. What am I going on for? It did take me nearly an hour to do it. Damn it. But the sweetest note is to hear what see if it actually sounds like Brian May when I plug it in. If I was cleverer, I would just actually overdub an actual Queen song. You know, just immediately just go, boo-doo-doo. Away we go. Just those last two strings because there's so much string wrapped down the top of the headstock. Right. Hit hit the power and see if we end up with Brian May. I suppose there's not really anybody. There's not really. He doesn't play Queen, does he? Ever? I was thinking more rapid. All off on. So that's all three pickups on one of the days. I'll need to do it. I'll do a demo video of this, but so I'm all on. Trem's not set. But I've definitely seen a video where Brian is talking about his favourite combinations of sounds. I'm sure one of them is like it's like these two out of phase is one of the is like the Bohemian Rhapsody solo, and he says there's a couple of combinations that he favours. So this one most certainly does do those exact things because it's wired exactly the same as Brian May's guitar. It's not that, you know, I think I've said that a couple of times, but you know, literally it is the only difference electrically is he's got 6 switches that look like that, whereas this one has 3 that look like that and 3 that look like that, but they do the same things. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna by not trimming those strings on the E and the B, they're never gonna hold. Look at it, fucking mess. So that was me trying to save. By saving 30 seconds there, I have now got to take the string off and do it again, so I've actually added like 3 minutes on when I was just trying to save 30 seconds. Rock on!